Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. We hope you enjoy our episode. Trev grabs the Imperial, looks like low-end officer to me.
He has the look of an army troop, which are not as well trained or not necessarily as brainwashed as the stormtroopers are.
Okay. So I grab him by the collar. Right then. Did you come from the base over there?
No, I came from some way from the north, but I was stationed at that base a couple of years ago.
Are the ships?
Wow, this guy.
Ships? I mean, a few. I mean, there is a small hangar. It's mostly an intelligence training facility, but yeah, you have to have ships going in and out of there for resupply.
Well, of course you have to train the Empire to be intelligent.
Hey.
They definitely don't know how to on their own.
Did I know?
Yeah, this guy's definitely on the low end of the rank scale. He's an Imperial. Doesn't even have a British accent.
That's accurate. That's true. I forgot. That's part of the training.
Mm-hmm. Hey, my accent is every bit as good as Woody Harrelson's was. So, and he was passable. So,
okay. So, could you get us in then?
No, absolutely not. Can't get us in. That's a secure facility. You can only be in there if you. Well, do you mean in the front door, or do you mean?
I'm not particular. Probably just the hangar. We just need a ship if we're going to get off this truck.
I think that I can help you get in. I mean, I know what everything is on the base. I can help you out with what the general layout is.
Okay, lead the way then.
Carefully. What
he does is he says, first, let's get some distance from this position, and then I'll let you know all that I know about the base. Just take me with you. I'm not joining your rebellion. I just want to get dropped on the first rock that's nowhere away from this place.
Fine.
Ever since they turned on our own troops, they incinerated our own base. I'm done. I was conscripted. I'm not up for this. I'm out.
Fine.
Okay. As you go a little bit further along, he kind of scratches out a map in the dirt. And he says that there is a perimeter fence that's a shock fence, and that the main base is generally at the top right-hand corner of the map that he's kind of hastily scratching out in the dirt. I'm sorry, the top left-hand corner. There is a stream that rolls that rolls through, and if there was any place that was going to have any good gaps in their perimeter fence, it's going to be where the stream and the cliff meet that fence.
Does Star Wars D6 have a role for me to determine whether or not I actually trust him?
Yeah.
Is there an intuition of sorts?
What you can do is use your perception roll.
Okay. I would like to do said perception roll, por favor.
So if you go ahead and roll perception and you roll higher than he does, you could see right through his lies if he were telling any. You feel pretty confident that this guy's telling the truth.
Okay.
As one of my GMs had told me, is you can trust anything you want, but you think that you...
It's not unreasonable for me to do so.
Yeah. He's even if you don't trust him, it looks like he's telling the truth. He's wound up. He's been shot at. He threw down his weapon and ran without a plan.
Okay, I can live with that then. Sorry, carry on with you. It occurred to me that I was just kind of blindly, because he seems reasonable enough in terms of his disconcertion with what's happening, but I don't want to just kind of.
And that those stormtroopers were chasing him.
There is that too.
But he is a character ran by the GM, so why would you trust?
Well, how else are we going to have the scene later where we say, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal? It's the only purpose NPCs have.
Someone reanimated that with his audio lines, or he may have re-recorded it for them. But it's K2SO playing with Stormtrooper dolls.
Oh my word!
I was shown that last night, and
we have to find that.
it's lovely. I'll send it to you guys in the email later. It's yeah.
You'll have to clarify terms for me. What does this mean? Move across?
Like we're actually going to use this for. Is this more than just a visual representation of what he draws on the ground?
This is a visual representation of what he draws on the ground. We can use it for the short term, but once you get to about, in this range, we're gonna move it to something that's a little more descriptive.
Okay.
So we
I
need
only
to
put my
figure
character on
out-
there to make a joke. So.
So we need to fill out a plan on how to infiltrate this place.
Oh, because Justin's character is deep in the enemy lines.
Yeah.
There we go. Got it. Love it.
Well, he said that the fence would be probably weakest here, so we should go there and
That sounds
What
smart.
Where the trench starts. Yeah, I like it.
I think they said there was a stream there.
Yep, that's what's depicted.
Can we go under it then?
Says it's an electro fence. So I mean
Is the water electric?
it is, the water is not electrified. That would be bad on a number. As is, strangely enough, the environmental protection in terms of streams and wildlife is really rigid on this planet, and so we can't do that.
I mean, that's what you hope for.
Well, you never know.
Well, when they incinerated that entire citadel, they didn't even do an environmental impact study, which is why I'm out.
I mean, you got to have what you believe in, and it's got to matter to you. I respect that.
Hey,
He has standards.
my NPCs are not just cardboard cutouts. They have passions, they have dreams, they have lives.
He's
I
an
respect that.
environmentalist.
Who joined the Empire for?
Reasons.
No, he was a conscript. There is no
Let's
way
be
this
honest.
guy signed up.
Okay, so I can breathe underwater, actually.
And if we can get to that fence, I can see what I can do to disable it.
That would also be an option. But I think it's a good entry point for us, nonetheless.
Yeah.
At the very least, it'll give us cover from those sensor pods.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Perfect. Love it.
I can explode it.
I mean, that's always an option.
I
Not
have-
very
listen.
sneaky,
Minor detail.
but we'll keep it in mind.
Oh,
Well,
but
since this, a good question is,
Let's
since
use
this is
my
an intelligence place, how many troopers or soldiers do you think they actually have on station?
I would assume not that many.
And a lot of them are probably out searching for
Us.
us.
More than the 4 that it took us a while to take down.
Aw.
how many proton grenades did you say I got, Mike?
You
That's my favorite question.
said casually.
That should be the tagline for this
I heard
podcast
that.
episode.
Done.
If you
I can live with that.
if you have to use more than one, you probably didn't use it right.
That's still a minor detail. How many proton
It's
grenades does it take?
She may have only had to use one, but she
Oh, I just-
wanted to use more.
So I just kind of pull out of my pockets and show you guys that I have one
This
in case we need it.
this is the kind of special ordnance that would make a normal soldier's eyes go wide and their jaw drop.
Okay.
This is not for blowing people up.
No.
This is not for blowing speeders up. This is for doing major damage to structures.
Big bada boom.
Hey,
Oh,
Bosch,
I-
I'm gonna need you to calm down.
So it's like,
I got a bad feeling about this.
so if
Hey,
we
we
can't
got
find
one
the
in.
hanger
Perfect.
open button, we've got another option.
How
I
do you get these
only
remotes
rescued
mixed
one
up?
from the ship, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, I've got a frag grenade if there's anything
Aw,
left.
my proton thing thinks that your frag grenade is cute.
Okay, grenade envy aside, let's get this going.
Pretty in my sheet, it's a grenade.
For mocking the GM's typos, take 4D wander damage.
Sorry, it's Grenade.
I assumed it was a copy paste error. I mean,
It probably was. Well, yes, definitely is. It was a copy paste error. Yeah, like of course it was. Jeez, people.
all right. So let's get to this fence and scout it out.
Okay. Let's, in order to get to the fence as dusk is approaching, let's make another stamina roll. You guys have been trudging through. You guys have been through a lot in terms of a firefight. It was about a half an hour that your character said, "Wow, that was an intense 15 to 25 seconds."
You said strength if we don't have stamina.
Medros is about ready to fall over.
Well, he's an old man. Only his
crap.
mustache is keeping him going.
Am I still soaking wet enough for 1D bonus?
You're out of the stream. You're trudging along. It's been a while. You're more sticky than moist at this point. So we're not.
Okay, so can we cut through this fence?
Oh yes, the fence.
Actually, I think it's probably our stamina rolls that we still need to look at.
Okay.
I mean, you won't let me use my grenade on it, so
Yet.
somebody else has to do it.
We won't let you use your grenade on it yet.
Let's see. So you're at the security fence. Certainly, you could swim under it. I'm fairly confident Amon Cal could do that. Well, much difficulty. It would be a bit of a challenge to swim through, or you can just go ahead and disable it, whichever you choose to do.
Would it be easier to disable if I swim through it first?
If there's some kind of panel on the other side?
That is an excellent question. I don't know. Since the GM doesn't know, why don't you say it with confidence and see if it sticks?
So I want to swim under the fence.
I'll swim underneath
that
and look
panel
for
on the
some
other
sort of
side.
way to better disable it from the other side.
It looks
Yes.
like there's a control box right over there.
We'll go together because I don't have to breathe air when I'm underwater.
All right. Go ahead and make a swimming roll then.
All right. Would that be dexterity?
He said hopefully.
Absolutely.
makes
You
sense.
know, we're going to
Strength.
go ahead and say dexterity. I don't remember. I'll look it up while you
It'd
do
be
it.
better.
Well,
Strength, I
chances
assume.
are it's going to be the same thing because unless it's mechanical, it's going to be the same roll.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and let that stand. Okay, I see it. It is a strength roll. And you do, and since you made both a strength roll and a dexterity roll, wonderful. Yes, 14 will definitely do it. You are able to nimbly maneuver under the fence, through the water, come up on the other side, and you see a control box, but you're not sure what to make of it. Do you want to try to do this on your own, or do you want to have somebody try and talk you through this over the radio?
Well, if A New Hope is any guide, all he has to do is shoot it.
That's true. That sounds scientific.
Maybe you ought to describe it to me first.
I'll tell you what, I'll let him.
Sounds louder than disabling it.
I'll let Deepin handle the box. I'll just stand guard.
All right. So there's a panel here. I've opened that up. Inside there's a blue triangle, a red square button. There's a yellow and a purple wire, and there's also a some sort of taupe cable.
God, crap.
All right.
It's always the taupe cable.
And I presume that I'm making a security roll to help him through this.
Yes,
Does
you
it need
are.
a mod?
No.
All right. Cut that taupe one and then push the triangle button.
Would you like to add a character?
That's a good idea. I forgot about the
So
character
that's a
points.
red 11 for those at home.
The GM says very casually, "Would you like to add a character point?
Would
Oh,
you act?
would you like to
Type
add
in-
another character point?"
Yeah. Type in this sequence: up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
We've now, with a character dive 1 and 2, reached a total of 14.
Okay. Well, that will just about do it.
We successfully shut the planet off, right?
So I pull on the taupe cable, and then I push the other button he said, and then I pick up a stick and chuck it at the fence and see what happens.
The stick is dead. That's mostly because it had
It's a
fallen off
stick.
the tree some time ago. So that's not disconcerting. It's just normal stick stuff. But there is no shock. There is no sparks. You think that this thing could probably be safe to climb over, but you did give it an automatic you did start the automatic reset sequence.
Uh-oh.
So the red light is flashing. You might want to make your climbing rolls, which are strength rolls, relatively quickly.
May I make an acrobatics roll to get over that fence?
You may make an acrobatics roll to nimbly leap over, do a flip in the air, and come down with cat-like grace.
Okay. So I'm going to roll acrobatics, and then I have to roll 2D on top of that.
That's
Not
a
as good as I was
audio representation of
expecting.
2/3 of the die rolls.
Does anybody want to describe the scene from Jurassic Park in terms of climbing over the No.
Instead of a T-Rex, it's an AT-AT walker making some really weird growling noises.
If you don't move, they can't see you.
Mike, can you make that one Yoda smaller?
I could.
I don't think there's a reason to.
Huge.
Would you please?
Hello Kitty Yoda should be a large-sized creature, if I'm not mistaken.
Every
Did
time
she
I
get
put him on the
bigger?
screen, I want to do the theme song from Jurassic Park. Da da da.
Ooh.
All
Was
right.
that the theme part from Jurassic Park or theme song?
No,
from
it's not.
Jurassic
I got it mixed up with a different one. Whoa, what happened?
This
There it
puts
is.
us
Da, da, da. And in answer to your question, Brian, it's my own fault. I was listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack earlier today, so that's still in my head.
So here we are on the opposite side of the, putting us roughly roundabouts here, and you have thus far not alerted anyone to your presence.
I'm pretty sure that means we should go to the dining hall, right?
Yeah.
You can. Do you know what? You can do whatever you want
I'm
in this
feeling
game.
a touch famished. We used a lot of energy. I feel like
Yeah,
we
but do
should
you
go
really
the
want to
dining
eat
hall.
at an Imperial dining hall?
I mean, if it's that or the ration packs I brought, it's debatable.
I mean, it's sort of on the way.
Actually, it probably sort
That
of is.
feels a little extraneous.
I don't know what you're talking about. Seems fine.
They're serving calamari in the
Oh.
dining hall, so this
Oh,
is
no.
very awkward, very fast.
Hey, fish eat fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Aquaman eats fish. I mean,
that's true.
All right, you have your buddy cut in, and he says, "Okay, we've got two hangars. There's the main hangar that is kind of in the center far end, but there's over towards the corner here." And he points to a building whose lights that you can see in the distance. That's a repair hangar. It is far less guarded. It's mostly just techs in there most of the time.
So my only
Which
concern with
number
something like that
is
is
this
that the ships aren't actually fixed if they're in that hangar.
That's possible. I mean, there's all kinds of maintenance for all kinds of reasons.
Yep.
I don't know what the conditions of the ships are in there.
I'm a decent tech myself. If we get in there and one's mostly done or not too bad, I might have a chance of doing a quick fix.
Between the two of us, we should probably be able to get it done.
Fine.
So
then.
what number were you pointing at, Mike? Not
I was-
10. No, you were pointing at 10.
10 for the players, the item marked 10, since there is no large 10 that your characters can see. This is the repair hangar,
The lights we can see in the distance are there. Okay.
and the 11 is the actual functional ship hangar,
Sort
which
of
is
the
like
generic one.
guarded.
There's
So
there's less likely to be guards or anyone in the repair hangar at this time. And after we take a quick look around, if we decide that none of these are viable, we can make a run at the other one.
Yeah.
It's not too far
Good
off from it. That seems fun.
Good plan.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you have the tools at your disposal, but you do see that there are some searchlights that are scanning the area. Things are a little bit on higher alert, given that there has been a lot of activity recently. So
Can we be sneaky?
can be sneaky if you'd like. You can even do distractions if you want, because certainly those get people's attention, but they also call attention to the fact that something is going on. What would you like to do?
I go be sneaky.
Sneaky.
Sneaky sounds good.
Never underestimate the sneaky. What would I use instead, Mike?
Just go ahead and roll blaster. It's the same thing. No.
Okay.
That sounds right. That checks.
It's
Use-
under perception for me.
Correct.
Yep.
It is a perception roll.
Well, 16's a backup generator if we're going to blow something.
I mean, that would create a distraction.
And disable any turbo lasers that might be here.
Well, it is the
That is
backup
good
generator.
thinking.
Again, I do have explodey thing.
She does have explodey thing.
15 is the main generator.
Yeah, where's 15? That's a lot harder to get to.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be more complicated.
it's more of, do we want a distraction versus actually...
Plus, I can't
No,
put it in
we-
the title of the episode if we don't let her use the frag grenade.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
she does have grenades that are exactly one level below a war crime. They would make a great distraction. Just one
This-
of them would.
This, I will say that the map is something that came from a prefab adventure that was a general approximation. I neglected to scratch out one of the generators. 15 is the only generator.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, we can still work our way back around behind the hangar and hit it first.
We could put a timer on it
Ooh.
so we could be not near it when it
I
explodes.
like that better.
That's a great idea with grenades. Not be near it when it explodes.
I like how not be near it sounds best.
Mhm.
This is a snuggle grenade. It only goes off if
Go
one
on.
person stands behind from plot
Gives
reasons.
Alternately, we've got the operations building, which, if that was blown up,
Would also cause havoc, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the center of things, though. Blowing up the generator is kind of on the outskirts.
If we're gonna work all the way around to the generator, it'd be just just as much time to circle around to the hangar.
Yeah,
yeah,
get a real shot.
maybe some of us go into the hangars while the rest of us put the grenade to go off.
And then you guys go check the ship to make sure it's flight ready.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Sure. Splitting up never goes wrong in a
Seems fine.
campaign.
They do
Let's
this in
do it.
Scooby-Doo all the time. It always works out.
Only for a
Right.
minute.
So I guess Nedros and I will make our way to the hangar. Anyone else coming with?
I'm going with my proton grenade.
I will also go with the proton grenade.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll for the guards to see if anybody happens to notice you. Sure that things will be just fine.
Who's coming with me again?
I am.
I think I would be. I'm not.
I am is.
Deepen and Krev.
Deepen and Crib, yes. Thank you.
James, I have got a question for you. Is Riz, how confident is he of his sneaking ability?
Not very at all. He's
Yeah.
a pilot. He's not a spy.
I mean, you could add a character point to that. I'm not going to tell you what to do, of course. I mean, that's fine.
You know what? That's
Or
not a bad
possibly
idea.
two.
Maybe I should add it. Or yeah.
I was
think a
totally
character
hoping that James
points
was
would
not
be a
coming
good
with
idea.
because that's a good way to fail this whole secret blowing up mission.
I'm just imagining as the search towers, the spotlights are going over, two of them just focus on Riz, and he sees the spotlights, and so he pulls out a top hat and a cane and starts tap dancing.
I just assumed that was the distraction, so we got to blow up the. Was that not the plan?
That's
That is
the whole. That's the whole reason I have a top hat and cane in my equipment list.
on the character sheet.
He's
for 3.
the distraction.
All
So,
right. So
I think my goal when we get to is I'll be here in this corner so I can kind of watch who might be approaching the hangar and cover the
Great.
generator.
I'm gonna roll 2 character points.
Let's roll the first one, see how you do. That'll do okay.
That'll be
You're
fine.
able to. You see the spotlight come along, and it is just about ready to come to your position, and you have just this breath catch in your throat, in your chest kind of moment, and you step off around the corner, and it breezes on past.
So his inclination to sing "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling" just went away.
Mysteriously. So why don't we go ahead and put your characters over near the hangar. So these all reflect your actual positions, correct?
Loosely.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
pretty close.
Why don't we go ahead and deepen? Since you are, as you said, deep in it, why don't you give us a perception roll and see where the guards might be coming on their patrols.
That might be coming enough.
You've definitely got eyes on them. And so you know which way that they went. And so you can kind of give hand signals to your people and let them know when to come and when to go.
All right. Like there's one coming around the guard post, so make sure you wait for him to pass till you go into the hangar. And I don't see anyone coming behind the generator yet.
All right. So as soon as he goes by, we'll nip into the hangar.
All right. So
3 Millennium Falcons, fantastic.
Which one looks like it's the least damaged?
Well,
Which one looks at least like the actual Millennium Falcon?
yeah. This top-down map is not an accurate representation of what you see in the hangar, unfortunately. The Empire does not keep a stock of YT 1300s, but it was a map that I could pull out of a book that I didn't have to draw myself.
I'm disappointed they don't have a good Carillion contract anymore. That's just a shame.
It is. That fell through. It was an unfortunate business deal. All right. While you're here, why don't you go ahead and set your demolitions roll?
Me?
Well, I mean, if you'd like.
That's me. Oh,
Oh,
there may be a character point involved in this.
Wow. There are lots of character points happening in this adventure.
For those at home, that's a red 9.
oh.
You have rolled a complication.
Yes.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
We'll
If
see
I can
next.
come up with one of the jerk things that some GMs have done is, oh, you rolled a 1 on the wild die while planting an explosive. I guess it goes off in your hands. Don't do that
Please.
with a structured
Boring.
proton grenade.
It sets off a chain reaction.
Oh, seriously?
Okay, how many fingers did you have? No.
10. I
Okay.
really do have skills in this. I promise.
So how many of your 9 lives have you used now?
Oh, there it was.
I think I just used 3.
Okay. I'll say this. Deepin, you see that your buddy, though she has carried that with care, and
I was tossing it in the air. What are you talking about?
one of those things. She has spent too much time wet today to really feel quite herself. Even though this is not your expertise, do you wanna see if you can jump in there and maybe you could position the thing any better? Because it looks like it's on there.
Yeah. I will walk on over and what would I be rolling? Knowledge?
Oh, that was Vrook right behind. Not Vrook. That was Krev right beside her. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure that's something he's trained
That's-
in.
That's a technical roll.
So is that mechanical?
Technical.
Technical.
Oh, technical. Oh, the one I put my least points in. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right.
This could only go well.
Yeah, and can I preemptively spend character points?
This is if that's what you want to do. Who knows? You could get.
We'll see
You
how the
can-
dice goes, but I haven't used any character points yet, so I may have to. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Krev will poke around at the device. Right. No. He moves it like a half inch. He's like, no, we're good now.
Poke a bomb. There's no way you could go wrong by poking a bomb.
Yeah. He's trained in other things. Right. So, like I said, that thing about character points, I'm going to go ahead
See
and
how
use
it goes.
2.
Yeah.
2d6.
That's worse than the original roll for those at home.
So that gives me a total of a 12.
Okay. You are able to put it in a little better position
Perfect.
than it was before. This is
Looks
it's one
good.
of those things that, yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't look great.
How much confidence do we have in this? How fast do we run away?
Real
How
fast.
much? That's a great question. How much confidence do you have?
Not that much.
I think we're running away very fast.
As the scene cuts to Riz and Nedros in the hangar, they look at each other and say, I bet things are going just fine with our friends.
Yeah.
We totally
They know
trust
they know
them.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
got this. Total faith in them.
Okay, here you are. Let's go ahead and drop you in at the entrance here. What you see once you enter the hangar is a couple of techs just kind of idly going about their business. There may be things that are on high alert, but when your job is wrenches and circuit boards, those things such as blasters and alarms and rebel fighters earlier in the day having paid a pleasant visit to your door means very little. So the night shift has begun and they're going about their business, but their business is generally slower than the day shift. You have at the close right-hand corner of the hangar, you see there's a ground vehicle that appears to have some of its innards open. There are 3 starships. One is a Lambda-class Imperial shuttle, which you probably would not be caught dead in an engagement. Or you might be caught and dead in an engagement. There's an Imperial, there are 2 different landing crafts that are used for troop drop ships and more military level engagements. If you would like to take a look at the statistics for those vehicles, if you go over to your journal section in the under handouts, there is a Sentinel landing craft and a Kappa troop shuttle. We'll get there when we get there. Your characters, unless you want to sit there making rolls about what they do and do not know, are probably not really familiar with the operations or the specs on these. So they're there, we can use them, but once you get in, we can take a look at what they're doing for your characters in terms of flying them.
All right.
Okay, so
I think the first step is to neutralize the guys that might sound an alarm. So we're going to be sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you're probably got better hand-to-hand skills than I do, since mine are non-existent.
Yeah. I know a little bit of rough and tumble.
All right. So how about you go north, and I'll try to take this one guy by himself.
Sounds good.
All right. Sneak roll.
by the way, I should probably have asked, who took the army trooper with them?
I assume we have him.
Okay.
I doubt he'd be much use to them.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got you inside the hangar. Let's make a sneak roll to sneak up on him. Nice.
Yeah, because sneak works so well for me.
Oh, well, hey. That
Okay, better than I thought.
That is not too bad.
Don't worry. When I try to punch this guy, we'll be reversing that situation.
I'm actually going to wait until to see if they hear the sound of a scuffle on the other side of the hangar. And basically, I'm going to see if my teammate makes a noise and distracts them before I make a movement.
Okay. They hear nothing.
Of course
So
not.
you are able to sneak up to these groups. The three up the north hear nothing. The one down south hears nothing. And he
All
sees
right.
something. He thinks he smells something, but it's mostly just the grease in the hangar.
Well, I guess I'll make an attempt to knock him out.
Okay.
That's probably just a straight strength roll, right?
Yeah, what you're going to
Okay.
do is I kind of house rule how trying to do the movie scene, cold clocking somebody rather than making this a fight. I want you to get above I want you to get a well above the standard difficulty, which is going to be easy. I want you to hit at least a moderate, and then get him to wounded in terms of damage, and we'll see how things go. Now, you can add a little bit of extra oomph by pistol whipping him, and just using the butt of your gun to, use the butt of your gun on this guy,
Okay.
and that'll
Right.
make something harder and heavier to work with than just your fist.
Yeah,
Okay, so then what am I actually rolling then?
Go ahead and roll strength to connect.
Awesome.
Nice.
do.
That will do. Now go ahead and roll damage and add plus 1d to your strength.
Okay. So that's 11.
Oh. That is so not good for you. I mean, to be unconscious like that on the floor, you really, really need to get this guy to a medic when he comes to. He is down. He just crumples. And in a large hangar like this, there's just kind of a gentle flump to the ground.
Thump.
I quietly drag him behind the shuttle.
Good idea.
I'm going to look around, considering that this is a garage. Hitting someone with your bare fist is fine, but hitting someone with a tool is better. Do I happen to see a spare hydro spanner lying around anywhere?
I don't know. Do you see one?
He even
look, there's
actually
one.
called it a hydro spanner. That's my favorite thing that's happened so far.
And if I had a hydro spanner, I get a +1 because it's wet.
All right.
Love it.
Then I guess I will search for a hydro spanner, see if there's one around me.
Just name it and claim it.
Okay, then I'm going to take this spare hydro spanner that's sitting on the floor or sitting on this troop transport. And
His commanding officer keeps yelling at him about leaving his tools out, but he did anyway.
Why are you leaving these wet hydro spanners all over the place?
But sir,
in a true Corellian fashion, I'll go, "Hey, over there, can you give me a hand with this?"
Ooh, all right. That is going to be making a bluff roll. Do it. Oh yeah. You get two of these unsuspecting techs coming around the corner. Not quite ready for somebody hefting a rather large spanner. And now, whatever shall you do?
I still have the top hat and cane.
You have options.
I guess would brawling work, even though I have a spanner on me?
We'll call that melee, which is a dexterity.
Okay, melee combat.
We're calling that hit. This other guy is surprised, but he sees it coming after the first one hits. And the second one sees it coming and has a very good view of it as it hits like right between the eyes. That is an up close view of that spanner. Let's roll damage and see how we're doing. You're going to try to get these guys to a wounded status. House rule, by the way, for the kiddies listening at home.
Well, how many dice for a hydro spanner damage?
We're doing strength plus 1d.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, there's no real rule for that, so I'm just kind of, when in doubt, roll and shout.
I'm going to use a character point. Mike, is 4 good enough?
Oh my gosh, he rolled a 1. That's going to get him to stunned. So he's lost his, we're canceling out highest and lowest here. He's effectively at 0, which is not wounded, but he's seeing Minox twirling around his head.
Right. So when the thudding happens, I'll try to make my way up and see if I can ambush the last guy.
Okay. Let's roll damage on this second. Okay. Oh, that was That was, give us a strength roll for your second, for the second guy.
Okay.
And that will do.
Cool.
I have never had 3 cold clocks in an adventure before, so that was pretty remarkable. We still got one that's thudding, and once it connects with a thud, and he's just like, ow, oh, why would you do that? Why?
I shrug my shoulders. For funsies.
Why would you hit me with a spanner? It was handy. All right. This guy turns and looks in that direction. And he hasn't quite pieced together what's going on, but his attention is in this direction. Brian, what are you doing about this situation?
I will rush up and try to clock him too.
Okay, those are going to be 2 different rolls.
Okay.
So, no, that's sorry. The distance on is short enough that it's not a roll. It's easy terrain anyway. Don't give me a roll. Just give me a clocking him action.
Okay. 7, and I will go ahead and spend a character point because I imagine that's not going to do it.
Well, let's find out. I mean, this is a tech. He's not combat ready. You got just enough to hit him.
All right. So then strength plus 1d. I'll use dexterity to sub in for an 8.
Okay, you're dead even. It connects. Okay, yeah, that connects. He's also seeing Minox, but he's not down. You've thinned out the herd, and you could probably keep going fisticuffs, but you're now fighting an alert opponent who's either going to try to escape, evade, or hit you back. This is going to be combat. So
At what point do we come running in?
think about this point is when you come running in. You have done your worst.
Could I come up behind this guy and take him by surprise while he's engaged with Brian?
You can. This guy sees you coming and going because he's healthy.
You still got a guy up over there.
Oh, that's right. I do. My bad. Well, then I won't do that. I can stay engaged with the dude who's still up.
Sorry. Okay.
Giant Baby Yoda didn't just pick him up and mash him together. For those at home, the icon is huge.
What you can't see is that while James was coming into the show, we gave him a Baby Yoda in the style of Hello Kitty. So the Baby Yoda jokes and Hello Kitty jokes are all his.
They've actually seen it now because I put the picture on Twitter.
Oh, beautiful!
Nice.
Oh, I love
Very
that.
nice. Smash, Baby Yoda will.
Right. I'm not going to bother with initiative. You guys have a higher perception than they do. There's no way they're going to make those rolls. So we're going to streamline this. And let's let the individuals who have not had anything to do for this last round or two have some fun. So
we come running in.
I will I'll run around the land transport and take a shot at the one next to Nedros. So do I have a negative because I've moved?
The amount of distance that you're going to have... let's see. Can we do a distance? Ooh.
Is like 30 feet acceptable?
You're going to have to make a roll to make it 30 feet. Make a running roll.
Okay. Is that strength or dexterity?
That is, I believe, dexterity. Roll dexterity, and I'll check the rule real quick, but I'd rather not slow it down.
I have it under dexterity.
22.
And there it is.
So did we say how long we set that timer for?
Oh, yeah.
We'll say
no.
5 minutes? He said optimistically?
That sounds good.
Is that long enough? He said not as much optimistically?
This is Star Wars. You set the timer for a convenient time.
A convenient amount of time? Okay.
So,
When it is, what's the word? Dramatically most appropriate.
Perfect.
Yeah. Could you imagine that Luke and Leia sitting there in a shuttle like, okay, well, the timer goes off in another couple of minutes. Can we just sit here, quietly until it...
I guess.
Okay, yeah. They waste screen time on that, a lot.
They set it for 3 pages.
Good. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Was roughly 3 pages worth. That seems accurate to me.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna go to right there. Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, that is a glorious 22 with an exploding 6 on the wild die. Love that. And drop 1d from your blaster roll to shoot this guy.
Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. That's a 15.
Wonderful. Let's roll. And he is able to nimbly dodge out of the way in his dreams. But in reality, he is definitely getting hit. So let's roll damage.
19.
Woo! There's those good damage rolls that we were figuring. I love that. Because obviously I'm out here to, to kill you, not
I mean, it's appreciated. Fair.
Turn my attention to the space transport to try to evaluate its state.
Yeah, Krev rolls around the side of the transport, pops out, and is like, "Hey," and then just pops him in the shin. We'll go shin again.
Okay. Oh, he is down. Not only is he down, his leg hurts so bad he just passes out from the pain. This is not a seasoned warrior. He's.
Oh.
He's crying on the floor. I just fixed things.
This was my favorite shin. Oh, and then he's out.
Thanks,
so when
Krev.
I'm running in and I do a quick evaluation, remind me who is out cold and who is still ambulant.
Let's see.
I think I've got one guy in front of me who's still up.
I think this one.
Yeah.
Or is he the one?
Still
I'm gonna look at his buddy who's on the ground with a head wound, and I'm gonna look at him and say, I can hit you or I can tie you up. Your call.
You can even use my rope.
You might be the most intelligent Imperial I have ever met. Good man.
So
let's tie him up.
You tie him up. You use the silkiest, only most comfiest synth rope possible. He did, make the selection based on comfort and practicality. After all, I'm assuming that you shove him somewhere convenient.
Get the work order for the Sentinel too.
Oh, wow!
Oh yeah. By the way, what's the status of the Sentinel landing craft?
The Sentinel landing craft is, if it'll fly, if that's what you're asking. It's got some problems with its motivator. It shudders. Something that we're trying to work on with the main drive. We haven't completely diagnosed it yet. And there's a little bit of droop in the lateral controls. So,
okay. Of the 3 craft that are in here, which one's the most space worthy?
I'd say that you're best off with the Sentinel.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Just don't shoot me.
Fair. And then I'll make my way over to the Sentinel.
Okay.
And I kind of shout as we run, we got to go fast, guys. I don't know when that thing's exploding, but it's exploding soon.
Okay. Then I'm going to get in and head straight to the cockpit.
Okay.
Krev will follow him to the cockpit.
And Ned is making whatever assessments and repairs that he can as fast as he can. Really, really well.
Ooh, nice. Okay, Krev. Or was Nadros? Sorry about that. Nadros.
I was going to say, look for any maintenance droids. Those would come in handy.
You're looking, but this thing is the work order is just coming in on this. So there's nobody but us chickens working on it. Basically, the techs are the only ones in here.
None of us are bird people.
Yeah, I think birds would be more tempting than calamari.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. As you hop in the controls and start to get this thing fired up, when he said that it shudders, he wasn't kidding. As the main drive starts to come up, there is just a rocking under the seats, and it begins to lift off, but it's not smooth. You think you can hold it steady, but you manage to flip the controls on, and you think you can lift this thing off.
Okay.
Anything you want to say or do before you take this thing out?
I want to make
Is
sure the
everyone-
hangar doors are open.
Yeah.
Oh, pshaw. This is Star Wars. They're always open unless they're closing on you.
That's true. That checks.
Gonna turn the shields on for one thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
The shield flicker to life.
Do we have a hyperdrive unit?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
Are there guns that we should be manning?
I believe there are 2.
Yeah, there are 8 laser cannons.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that I should man them.
That someone should be
And
manning.
there's 8 laser cannons, 2 blaster cannons, and an ion cannon.
Ooh.
I take the ion cannon.
I mean, I can get at one, but you may not like my ability to aim.
So
Minor detail.
so
I'm sorry,
Sean. They got us.
I grabbed one. I think I
While
have the
I'm-
right end of it.
while I'm taking a look at the systems board, do I see anything that Nedros could be working on? That any red lights are like, ooh, before we go any further, that should really be addressed.
Not just yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. Like
I mean,
that's
it's fair.
gonna happen because
I should also ask, since we flew in with the U-Wing and there was a planetary-wide shield closed behind us,
excellent question. What's gonna happen?
is that
Oh.
planetary-wide shield still closed?
I'm
That
gonna turn the Imperial comms on. See what the comms chatter's like.
you also happen to have somebody who is a resident expert on hand with that.
I pull him in. Hey, come here.
Yeah. What do you need?
How do we get it? What are they saying? I don't speak imp.
The comms. Let's see. There's a lot of chatter going on. There's still some firefights that they're rounding up. They're doing search, evade, and they're doing searches for people who are evading. But also, the Imperial planetary shields has been down ever since the blast from the space station. It was just too much juice for the planetary shields to keep up with. The whole thing went down. But it sounds like they're going to have them up any minute now.
Well, let's get out of here.
It's plenty of any minutes left.
I'm gonna start taking the ship up and angling for a ascent and getting the computer started on hyperdrive or calculations.
All right.
Hyperspace
I think
calculations.
now would also be a great time for that frag grenade to explode.
Wouldn't it just?
Like right about now.
So as
Yeah.
you are clearing the hangar, and you have Nedros, who thinks that he's got the lateral controls all evened out, and he calls up to the cockpit.
Those controls are looking good. Trying to do something about the shimmy, unless you think there's something more pressing that I should be looking at.
Stand by.
As you were clearing the hangar, the turbo lasers on this installation see that there is an unexpected launch, and as they are beginning to train with their green bolts of blaster fire just raking through the dawn sky, behind you is a massive, well, exactly how massive is that explosion, I wonder?
Did I roll my something?
That's a great question. Why don't we roll? How much damage does that thing do?
Last radius 0 to 2, 4, 6, 10, and then damage is 10d, 8d, 5d, 2d.
Okay, what scale is that 10D?
Speeder scale.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Go ahead and roll it. I'm going to do a penalty because it was not well placed. But we'll see what happens.
Roll 10.
So that will be a 30.
Was it supposed to be D8s or D10s? I'm sorry,
that was supposed
D8s or D6s?
D6s.
It was D6s. Okay, it was D8s. Either way, that's
Was
a
it?
lot of D. D6s. It's all the D6s.
I only got a 30 on them though.
Okay, all the results are only between 1 and 6 anyway, so we're calling this good. I could get persnickety, but I don't like persnickety. I like moving the action forward. Okay, subtract 30 from this roll, and we have not a lot not a lot of roll here for this body strength. Let us have a moment of silence for our dear power generator. So as these turbo lasers start to track on your position, there is a ball of fire behind you. The shock wave catches up to the ship and tosses it just a little, and the turbo lasers for this installation just fall silent and droop with their barrels smoking.
Woo!
Tearing,
That's how you blow a thing up, guys.
tearing towards the atmosphere.
Kreb just mouths, boom. This little hand thing.
As
it
Go
looked
ahead.
like a huge generator, but because of budget cutbacks for the Empire, it was actually just a gonk droid on a treadmill.
Oh, poor Gonk droid.
Oh,
I don't feel bad.
now we feel bad.
Gonk droids are nice.
No, it's okay. All the other droids thought he was a jerk, so it was okay.
Okay.
That's why he was sent on treadmill duty.
He didn't always just say gonk. He said donk.
I'm just
Tone
imagining
is
those like
everything.
really heavy, awkward treads like slamming down on a treadmill.
As you are streaking towards the atmosphere, there is something other than the shutter that takes over. There's a sputter in the engines.
Oh no.
You briefly lose power, and somebody needs to do something down in engineering if things are gonna continue to go on an upward trend.
Okay,
Well, that would be my job.
I've got the stick, so yeah, that's you.
Okay, on a 19, that is in difficult territory. So what happens is you see that the main drive just kicked out, and so what you do is you hurriedly go to reset the drive, and this is not something that you should do in flight ever.
Hey, Nedros. Hey, Nedros. I
I'm
got
turning
a
it off and
hydrospanner.
turning it on again.
Do you need a hydrospanner? I picked up a hydrospanner.
Yeah, send that back here.
And you are tightening this thing down as it's going through its restart sequence as the bottom just falls out of your stomach. You just feel your stomach in your throat, like you're on a roller coaster. Then you kickstart the process again, and the main drive just blast onto life. You would never do this with your own ship. Like this is long-term bad news, short-term best decision, as it jolts back to life. And you see some flickers on the horizon of some glowing blue, start to shimmer in the horizon. And you see a shield starting to close up around your position. Let's get another piloting roll to see if we're making any long-term stay arrangement.
While he's rolling, I have a question.
Yes.
For the game master. Is this a ship typically only flown by Imperials?
Typically.
Right. Do I know what comm channels the rest of the local rebels are using?
Ooh, that is a great question. Yes, you think that you can jury rig this and patch that in to full channels.
I feel like flying casually is not going to cut it once we get up there.
Yeah.
We don't want people shooting at us.
No.
That are our threats.
Yes.
The good news for you and the bad news for you is that there aren't any. Like the air battle is long over.
Oh.
After Tantavi, after the Death Star took that shot, the rebel forces pulled out, and you are alone.
Oh.
And you are without help.
So,
Oh.
so we really do want to just fly casual right
Yeah,
now.
I just want to get
But
out of
not
here.
too casual because the shield is closing.
right. Kick that
Okay,
hyperdrive
well,
into action and get moving.
Let's get
well,
the panic version of casual.
Okay.
You know,
The-
we're power walking.
Power
That's
walk,
what we're
exactly,
doing.
we're
We're
power
power
walking.
walking casual.
yes.
All right, so piloting roll. All right, 17.
That will do it. As the shield is closing around your position, you can see it like on the periphery of your cockpit, and it's we're not going to make it, we're not going to make it, we're not going to make it, and you clear it, and you make it. The blue of the atmosphere goes dark, and you can see the pinpricks of light that is the starlight of space.
Woot, woot.
Indeed.
So as we were taking off, I told the navicomputer to start up on coordinates for the jump to hyperspace. Have those finished up yet?
Those have hand wavium finished up yet?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Question.
Yes.
Do these ships have tracking devices in them?
That's a great question.
I would like to not be followed, please.
That's wonderful. Why don't you go ahead and check to see if there is any sort of comm beacon tracking. It wouldn't be for like the planting a homing beacon aboard their ship,
No.
but they might have they might be able to have something that might.
I need to turn
Get a
off our
zero
GPS so that we can't be
Yeah. A
low
transponder.
jacked. Yeah.
Okay, make a technical roll.
Okay. That'll be good. Yeet. Okay. Oh, wait. So many buttons. Okay. And then I'm going to spend 2 more character points. How do I roll? Oh, wait. There's a character point. Dice. Button. Number of points to spend 2. There we go. Okay, that gives me a 10 total.
Wonderful. You have been able to identify where it is. So you have found the transponder and said, "Hey, this is the thing. Should I just grab it?"
We just rip it out, right? I radioed down to Nedros. I was like, "Hey, I found a transponder thing. I can just pull this, right? So we can't be followed."
Better let me come take a look at it
Okay,
first.
that's fine too. You can be all technical about it, I guess.
So would
Okay,
that
so
be
when he
straight
comes up, I
technical
point
roll
at the
or
little
security?
box.
That'll be a technical roll. Actually, space transports roll.
Space transports. That's slightly better.
Oh, I can do that too. Actually, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh, you want to re-roll that?
I will do
Yeah,
it
if
as
I
well.
can do space transports under mechanical instead of technical, that would be good.
Oh, you're right. That would be tech. Wait a second. Oh, space transport repair.
Yes.
Sorry, which
Yeah.
is under technical. Mechanical is operating the device.
Oh, okay.
Technical is bring it. So
Okay, no, I can only mechanical.
okay. Nedros comes over and looks at it and says, "Yeah, that's definitely the transponder." While Riz, keeping one hand on the stick, leans over and says, "This is how you deal with it," and just yanks it out and then tosses it in the back.
Good. I like it. That's what I was hoping for.
There are some sparks on that panel. You're sure that that's not factory standard, but it'll do for a full ride.
Don't worry, she'll hold together. Hear me, baby, hold together.
Well, I hope we don't have to dock with anything.
Oh. Right. Okay, so we don't want to go to a ship. We want to go to a planet. Okay, hold on. Let me change those.
We're
nav codes.
fly away.
I can imagine trying to dock. Shuttle Delirium requesting entry.
We
So
have the codes,
find,
right? We brought the codes.
I'm assuming that the astrogation course that you set was either for the nearest patch of nowhere to recalculate, or to a rebel base, or to
Nearest patch of nowhere.
patch of nowhere.
In case there's anyone tracking us right now who thinks we're flying a bit odd or tracked us from the base, no, we're going to the closest patch of nowhere.
Preferably
And so-
inhabitable nowhere where we can leave Imperial friend,
Yes.
Maybe.
if possible.
And
We'll
so grab the hyperspace control lever and you pull it backwards, and the stars go to star lines, which goes to the mottled white and black of space. You are clear and free of Scarif. Cue music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. If I don't stop, I won't stop. So
And we did. And
little
get
bit-
away.
Sorry, I went a little bit over my target time, but I hope you all had fun.
no, we're absolutely
That
good.
was-
That was fantastic.
It was so much fun.
I have not really played D6 or much of a Star Wars game, and so that was I don't. It's a waste of references sitting in my head that I don't get to throw at things unless I'm playing a Star Wars game. So that was nice.
And Star Wars references come up with me for regular conversations. So
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I had one time somebody, this is when I was in seminary, and I knew the guy doing it. He was applying for a job in the library, and at the bottom it says, "What special skills do you bring to this job?" And he looks at me and says, "Skills? What should I put for skills?" So I told him, "Your feeble skills are no match for the power of the dark side."
as is appropriate.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
love it.
thank you so much, Ryan, for letting me come on the show. I hope I have done justice to your show.
Absolutely.
I'm just overwhelmed with your graciousness and generosity.
I appreciate your willingness to do so, because I was looking at options and I'm like, wait, we haven't done Star Wars. Wait, Mike knows about Star Wars. Hey, Mike, come here for a second. I have a question. Would you like to Star Wars? Because I would like to Star Wars.
The answer to that question should always be yes. Yes, I would love to Star Wars.
I just didn't know how to Star Wars online until suddenly I did.
Man, roll 20. What would we do without you? Okay, yeah, so yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mike, for doing this, and thank you to the five of you for coming on for this. This was a good time. I think now, if one of you wants to give them another rundown, or Kaja can do it, I'm also fine with that, of the Geek at Arms podcast and all the social media links.
Could I also put in a plug for my, I mean, no is a perfectly fine answer, for the D6 forums that I frequent, if people are interested in connecting with that?
Absolutely not. Yes, of course.
Okay.
We are Geek at Arms, a podcast of three guys that just like to talk about whatever our geeky interests happen to be from month to month. We do every other month a film club film review of whatever we happen to be interested in. I think next time we're going to be looking at The Rocketeer.
And you can find us online at geekatarms.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/geekatarms, and on Twitter at armsgeek.
And in your grocer's freezer.
Of course, no, that goes without saying. Absolutely. It's right next to the Ben and Jerry's.
And if anybody is interested in learning more about the Star Wars role-playing game D6 versions, whether it's first edition, second edition, or revised and expanded, there is a forum that I frequent called the Rancor Pit, and it is just www.rancorpit.com, all one word, no hyphens, no nothing, just straight on rancorpit.com. And it's a wonderful discussion group.
Fantastic. And Kaja, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank
and Justin, where can the fine people find you on like internets?
Usually I'm Chivalry Bean on anything you might want to find me on.
And I know
That's
you're
about
doing
it.
a charity stream soon that will be before this airs, but we will put that on Twitter, because I think I can grab your stuff off of the Saving the Game Discord.
Yeah, basically, you can still donate even after the stream.
Perfect.
We're doing 6K for water. Our church does the thing, and since we're not doing a whole everybody get together and walk together, I thought, what can I do 6K of? And I thought I can blow up 6K tons of Op 4 in BattleTech. So I'm going to do a stream of that, and just it's an excuse to play games for charity.
Never a bad thing.
And if you do Team World Vision /participant/medal-4-water, or find it on City on Hill Twitter.
Yes,
or
we'll
something.
put that up on the Twitters before he starts, because I think you start actually in like 2 days.
Yeah, I may or may not start Sunday, but
Okay, yeah. Then I'll try and get that
several
up there
times
as well.
next week is the goal.
Perfect. So we will get that information out. And if you like more of our show, cityonahillgaming.com or at cityonahillgame on Twitter. Thanks for listening to City on the Hill Gaming. For more information, you can find us online at cityonthehillgaming.com, email us at cityonthehillgaming@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter at cityonthehillgame. For more information on saving the game, you can find Peter, Grant, and Jenny at stgcast.org or at Saving the Game on Twitter. Thanks, and have a blessed day.